Hi everybody, how you doing today? Um, so I decided to pull some cards for my friends, and I got a message that I think is specifically for somebody, but I don't know for who, so that's why I'm going to put it out. Um, the cards that I pulled from the Good Tarot for your foundation, for your present past, or your recent past, your present, and your recent future. Uh, the moon was in your recent past. What the moon represents is that maybe you've been working really hard, possibly on yourself or a job or a hobby, a craft, something like that. And maybe you've been struggling a bit. Um, Maybe you think that nobody's watching out for you or you're alone. Maybe you're feeling very lonely. Um, and with the moon, when she arrives, she's telling you that you are being watched, you are being protected by your angels and your spirit guides. I did pull some clarifiers for that card, but we'll just go through the the cards that were pulled for you. Okay, in your present, you got the Queen of Earth. The Queen of Earth represents that you've been working in collaboration with other people. You've been keeping it real and being yourself. You've been trying your best to be authentic in who you are, being honest with people, and just trying to get along as best you can. Right now, I feel like things are getting better for you. Just with that recent past, it seems like maybe you've been in your head a lot, maybe worrying about things, needs being met, basic needs being met. Maybe you've been possibly arguing with a family member or a loved one. But I see that right now being balanced. Okay. And again, I do have the clarifiers, but we'll go through these ones first. In your recent future, you've got the Nine of Fire. The Nine of Fire is represents possibly having two choices to choose from. Um, she she comes to you with that you might possibly be going over in your head if you're on the right path, if you're doing the right thing. The Nine of Fire asks you to just slow down and possibly think about it a little bit longer and see if this is something that could really be sustained long term. And just to really think it over, like mull it over and possibly spend some time alone to see if this is truly what you want for your life, and that this is, if it's something worth fighting for. If you feel like that strong urge, then yeah, that would be the choice I would think you're going to make. But again, it says here that you possibly have two choices that you could possibly be going towards. Maybe you've been working on these for a while, two separate things. And it's asking, and you're probably going to get to the point where you have to choose which one is the one that's really for you, your heart, your soul, right? Okay. But anyway, your clarifiers for the moon that came out were the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Okay. In this card, this is what shows me that you've been working really hard. You can see him, he's working very hard. He's got little creatures around watching him. And those creatures I see are represented as your spirit guides and your angels, just to let you know that you really aren't alone. Okay. You might possibly, you know, need to focus on what you really do have in your life, and just get to what realizing what you actually need in your life. You might be paying too much importance on like outside stuff, like just stuff. Um, Maybe not realizing that you do have um, all that you need right now, and just using your resources wisely, eh? Like, yeah, That's what I get from that. It's just you need to really self-examine and see where your abundance lies, and to look closely at your own situation and see what you really do have right in front of you. You might possibly be putting added stress on yourself because maybe, you know, maybe it isn't the way it usually is, where you don't worry a lot about money, or you don't worry, possibly maybe you're out of a job right now like the rest of us, and maybe it's causing a lot of stress because you've never been in that situation before. But I really think that if you take a close look around at your life, you'll see that you do have all that you need. You just need to open your eyes and open your heart, and try your best to remain present, because when you're present, you don't stress when you're present, right? If you're worrying about the past, or stressing about the past, or worrying about the future, it's really killing your present moment and the joy that you have right now, right in front of you, with family, friends, pets. You know, if you have a home and you have food in the fridge and you have clean water coming out your taps, and if you've got those things, like, having your basic needs met, I think well, it is the most important thing, right? If your basic needs are being met, all the rest is gravy, right? Like, because it really is. It's just stuff on top, right? And then we put a little bit too much importance on that stuff. But just see the blessings that are around you. Um, with the Three of Swords, this one is, again, just, maybe possibly having arguments with your loved ones, your family members. It could also represent maybe being away from your loved one. Maybe you and your partner, maybe your partner works away from home and you can't see them very often, and that's causing some problems between you. It could just very well be that you miss each other, and it's killing you not to be around each other all the time, maybe because you're stressing all by yourself. If you had your partner, you'd be able to share it and get it off your back. But what I see in that is that you're having some kind of quarrels. This again was in your recent past. I don't really feel that now. I feel like you're coming out of that. You've maybe reached an understanding or something like that. But again, it is in your recent past, so, and it's made an appearance. The Six of Swords, again, is making sure that you're accessing all the resources around you. And there really is a lot of resources right now for folks that are in lack, right? You have to keep that in mind, as there's a lot of organizations giving out hampers and, money to help with your bills and stuff like that. Really just look closer, maybe, and see what's available, because those resources are available to all of us. It's not just for one group. There is places out there. Just maybe look a little deeper, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? You have family and you have friends, and sometimes I know it's hard to ask for help, but this card's just telling you that there is resources out there for you. Just to, maybe put your pride aside and reach out for it, because you do have allies that are there for you and have your back, but they can't read your mind. Hey, you have to speak up. Okay, and that's your recent past. For the present, again, like I said, was the Queen of Earth. The Queen of Earth is working together with people, working, being authentically yourself, truthful, speaking your mind, and it's a good flow going. Whoever you're working with could be, again, like your family, because if you've been having issues in the recent past, now I feel like things are working themselves out. You've got a good flow going, I feel like, because let me show you the cards that come out. Okay, the first card that come out was the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups represents love, possibly new love coming in, but it could also be just a renewal of the current love that you have. You see them working together, even the little kitties having fun. But look at those cups. Look at the rainbow. You've got every color of the rainbow in there. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Then you got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. And he's gorgeous. He's new. He's new. But again, it's also could be a love interest coming in. He's got an offer in his cup. His heart is glowing and he's looking off. I would say that this is possibly somebody watching you from a distance. They could be stalking your social media. They could be doing something like that, but they do have an offer and they want to come forward, but something's stopping them. I feel like it's themselves. They're stopping themselves. They maybe don't feel like they're worthy enough for you, but it is real. That is real love coming from their heart chakra, and it is a real offer. Okay? But it's very new. A page is always new energy, so I kind of feel like it's a new love coming in. Okay? That's really what I feel from that. It's a new love, and he looks like he's got his stuff together, you know. But again, it's new. And then on the bottom of the present, you got the Empress. The Empress is in balance. You see that Empress, the way she's standing in between the zodiacs? And she's balanced. The Empress, I believe, represents you right now. You're really coming into balance. The Empress has all the colors of the earth, of the elements. She's got the water. She's got the red for the fire. You know, she's got the green for the earth. It's just absolutely beautiful. She's balanced. And I really feel like you're getting there right now. Okay, just keep working on yourself and believing in yourself, and you're really getting there. You're getting there. You can tell you've been working on yourself. Okay, and in the recent future, again, the Nine of Fire. And remember, the Nine of Fire wants you to sit back and pause for a second and really think about what you want to do. Okay, just really breathe it in. You know, maybe do some meditation and see what comes to you, because I really feel like you've been, especially with the clarifying cards that came out here was the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Now, the way I really feel this is, like, I know this one came out first, this second, this one third. But see, when I look at this, I really feel like this one is the one that should have came out first. Intuitively, this is the one I feel like came out first, because you've been in your head about two different things, and her eyes are covered. Hey, she can't see. She doesn't know. She's confused. There's a lot of stuff up in the air here. There's a lot of swords in this reading, which tells me you've been in your head a lot, going around and around and around and around about some situation or situations, people, problems, choices. You've been going around and around and around, and it's possibly starting to cause some mental issues with you, because that is what will happen. But I feel like that was going around, and now I feel like you're going to get here. You see how this ribbon was an infinity symbol? It was going around and around, and that's how I feel like you've been. But I feel like what you're going to do shortly, you're going to pick up this sword and you're going to cut that, because you're sick of it. You're sick of being in this round and round and round, and nothing's growing, you're stuck, right? And you're sick of it. You're going to pick up that sword and you're going to cut it. And you're going to stop this, right? And then once you stop this, you become the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is in control. That honey knows what she wants, right? And that's how I feel like with you, is that with a little bit of self-examination, looking around at where you are right now, I really feel like you're going to come into this power, which is taking control of your life, taking control of your emotions and your mental health. Okay? I really feel that. I think that we get stuck, especially when we're having some real problems, right? And everybody's problems are real. My problem is my problem, yours is yours, you know, and mine might be not as great as yours. You know, there is obviously different levels of issues and situations, problems we're having. You know, maybe one is looking at losing her home or something like that. But my problem is, you know, something not as heavy. Maybe my problem is, you know, like I can't figure something out. I've been stuck in that routine and I can't figure something out. But you know what? All of our problems are problems to us. There is not one problem that is more important than the next. And don't let anybody tell you that. Now, I remember back in the day thinking that exact same thing. I used to look at the girls next to me that were complaining about their gardens or complaining about it, which seemed like really, if that's your problem, then you've got it good, right? Because I had real problems. I had real problems at home. I couldn't pay the bills. My husband was this, and my kids were that. And I thought that, well, my problems were just way bigger than yours. My problems were more important. They needed to be solved faster than yours. And I actually said something. I was in class one day. This was 20 years ago. But I was in class one day in college, and one of the girls that was my classmate was complaining about her problems, right? And I had had enough. I was in a bad mood and I was having actual problems. So I said something to her and I said, well, why are you complaining? Like, you have nothing to complain about. If that is the extent of your problems, then your life is pretty damn good. And that girl turned around and she put me in my place and she said, how dare you? My problems are my problems, and they do mean a lot to me. And she gave me a tongue lashing. And you know, honestly, I've never forgotten that girl and what she said to me, because it was so true. I really did need to get out of myself, get over myself, and start realizing that, yeah, maybe it's not my problem. Maybe in my view, it's not that big of a problem. But to that person, that's a huge problem, right? We need to not judge people based on what their perception is of an issue or of a problem. If it's a problem to them, then it's a problem, right? And it needs to be respected, right? But that's really what I get from this is you're going to break that cycle. You're going to come out and you're going to know what you want to do. You know, there's, keep in mind too, with the Eight of Pentacles, you might be being called to go back to school. You know, you might want to think about taking a program or something. You know, and it's really easy to take programs right now. Everything's online. And there is access to resources out there to help pay. There's actually a lot of free programs that are going on right now at the different universities, if you take a look. And you're being called to maybe go back to school, maybe learn something. Maybe, you know, you're going to figure all this out. You're going to cut this out. Get over this round and round and round. This isn't helping you. Okay, this is going to put you deeper into those lower frequencies of feeling doubt and insecurity. Okay, but yeah, you know, I'm feeling I needed to give this reading. I pulled the cards for you guys, and then I was sitting here thinking, debating on whether I should post it or not, and I was like, no, I have to post this because this is obviously meant for somebody that's dealing with this, right? Coming out of it, and maybe you're feeling self-doubt or something like that. But these cards are really telling me not to doubt yourself. Trust that feeling you get in your stomach and that pull in your heart. If you're doing something that just, oh man, it brings such joy to you and you feel it in your cells and the very core of your soul, that's probably where you want to go, right? Because you don't want to be doing work that's work. You want to do something that's you just love doing, right? You wake up and you want to start doing it right away. That's what you want to do. You don't want to have to get up and, oh, I got to go to work again. If you're feeling like that, then that's probably not the line of work you should be going down. Okay. Okay, but I'm going to pull one oracle card for you guys. From a deck, I'm just not sure which one yet. We're going to do the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I just got this deck a while ago and I really love this deck. It's beautiful. Yeah, this is a really good reading, you guys. you need to have trust in yourself that what you've been doing, you've been being protected, and you're being watched. You know, even when we think we're alone, we still have our guides and our angels with us, and you know, you do have somebody watching your back at all times. You know, you can do this, right? You can. I know you can. I feel it in my bones. And so I'm just gonna get you one card. Spirit, one card, please. Oh, it's a beautiful day here. The sun is shining. And I set up my table in a different spot, and it looks all cute. I'll have to switch the camera around and give you guys a little shot when I'm done. That's another thing too, you know, you don't have to. When I was first living on my own, I was 15 years old when I moved in with my first husband. It just makes me cringe now, the thought. But anyway, where I was going with that was, we had nothing. We had nothing. We had this crappy little apartment, and our family gave us all these different things. So we had, you know, a old bed with the old springs on the bottom, and I used to use milk crates for my TV stand and my nightstands, and used a cardboard box to keep clothes in. You know, but I was so happy. I was so happy. It was mine, right? Like, and there's been so many times in my life where I had to leave my stuff behind and move, right? And it was kind of hard, you know, the first time having to leave my stuff behind. But you know what? I always said that as long as I have my pictures, you know, that's really the only thing that mattered to me, that I could let go of everything. And I did. And it doesn't hurt. And it actually helped me grow, because I don't put a lot of importance on stuff, you know, and you really can't be putting importance on stuff, because you know how it goes. As soon as you say, oh my God, I love that, you're going to lose it, or it's going to break. So watch what you're saying about stuff, okay? We love people. We like things, right? We love situations. We like things. We dislike behaviors, right? And we never hate people, because when you say I hate somebody, that actually means that you want them dead, and we don't want anybody dead. Don't say you hate people, because hate is a really strong word. Okay, you dislike them. You could say you dislike their behavior. You dislike, you know, their choices that they make, which is your right, you know, and your perspective, you do. But you got to keep in mind, you don't know where that person came from. You don't know what their life has been like. So show compassion at all times, as you know, as often as you can. I'm human too. I snap at the person in front of me sometimes, you know, but it's just recognizing that and letting it go. You know, honor yourself. If you get a gut feeling in your stomach and somebody does something to you and you automatically like lash out, I've come to just accept that that person needed it. Right? So just trust yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty unless you've honestly done something. Then, you know, make amends. Say sorry. Acknowledge the fact that, you know, I made a mistake and I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have said that, and make amends, right? And you guys, this card is not coming out, so I'm going to do a cut. I'm going to do a cut. Frog Spirit. Card number 28. Clean out the clutter. That's a good one. Clean out the clutter. Maybe your home is being like super cluttered right now, right? Maybe you do actually just need to tidy it up. And you know, because when our head is all filled with stuff, like usually when I get like that, and believe me, I've had several of experiences being like that, right? I've been up and down and all around in my life, and I tell you, when I'm feeling, because it's so easy when you get into that depression to just let everything fall to shit. Ultimately is what you do, because you're like, I don't feel like it, and what, forget it, I'm not doing nothing. But your environment falls apart around you, and your mental health falls apart too, right? And that's how I can always kind of tell where I am mentally, because when I'm not doing good mentally, my environment looks like hell. It all honestly does look like hell, right? And when I'm doing good, when I'm doing, you know, I'm vibing high, I'm, you know, on a roll or going with the flow, my home reflects that, right? It's nice, it's clean. I have, beautiful sounds going on in the background. I keep my area pretty because it's my solitude, right? Um, but yeah, sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes when you're going into a funk is to start organizing your house. Get every thought out of your head and clean. That's how my kids always knew that I was going through a hard time, because I would start cleaning. I would like power clean my house when I was having an issue that I was trying to figure out. I would start cleaning my house because clarity comes, right? Like when you're doing dishes and you're just in the moment, just be in the moment, and that problem will be back here, right? Like whatever issue you're dealing with is back in the back of your head. So as you're doing your cleaning, you're actually meditating as you clean, right? And you'll start getting answers. You'll start getting answers, and you'll know because your heart will hear it, right? You'll know because you feel better. But yeah, I really had to give this reading for somebody. I don't know who it's for, but yeah, I really hope that it helps somebody, just to know that you're not alone. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but to take a moment of pause, do some meditation, maybe do some prayers if that's, what you're into. Do your prayers. Look around you and see if what you're doing is your actual soul calling, if that is where actually you want to go, and possibly think about going back to school. Okay, okay, guys. Again, I hope this resonated with some of you. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. Bye bye.